Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Scarecrow, and today I wanted to show you guys a few things that I've found in the headquarters for World War II, just some little hidden secrets, things you may not be aware of, and some little Easter eggs and stuff that I found to be pretty cool. So let's just get right into this. Starting off, if you guys aren't aware, there is a hidden calling card in the game for finding 3 hidden gridiron balls around the headquarters map. Now, you may or may not have heard about this, but I only found out about this morning, and immediately went on the hunt for some of these balls to see if I could find them myself. And when I was unable to, I went on the trusty internet and found the location of all 3 of the balls, which has only been discovered recently, actually, with a bit of community searching. And some of these balls are in really hard to find spots. Like, I'm amazed that people actually were able to find some of these spots. One of them is in a spot that I would never even think you could actually get to, so props to the community for actually being able to find this stuff. But I thought I'd compile it in one video for you guys so you can add this awesome calling card to your collection. Now, the first ball location is actually the easiest ball location out of all of the 3. First of all, you just want to start out in the main area of the community hub and make your way over to the huge flat cannon in the back of the map. From there, you want to jump on this small slab of concrete and then onto the small broken off concrete pillar and then back to the main area of the big cannon. And you'll find the ball just nestled in there under the main bulk of the cannon. And it should give you a little notification when you find the ball. And from here, you can pick it up, chuck it, you can pass it to other people. And the cool thing is, if you have a party of your friends in the lobby too, if you pass it to them, this also counts, so they don't have to do a lot of the hard work. Moving on to the second location. Now, this one is actually the most difficult, just because getting up to this specific spot is actually quite difficult. It took me about half an hour this morning just to complete the second step, just because of how difficult it is to get to. But basically, you want to go into the theater and to the back of the map where there's this little broken off part, and you want to make your way up. There's a few little hidden walls here that allow you to climb up the first step, and from there, this is actually the most difficult part. You want to step on the back right part of the pillar and jump across to the left. Now, this will take quite a few tries. It took me ages to be able to get this. There is a certain knack to doing it, and once you get it for the first and second time, it kind of becomes a little bit easier, but getting up there the first time can be really tricky. It requires a little bit of precision, and basically, the best way I can describe it is don't try and jump directly right into that corner. Try and aim towards the back corner of the little ledge. That's about the best advice I can give you. But once you do eventually make your way up there, you want to make your way across the rest of the ruins, and then there's a small little jumping section here where you have to jump across a small little section. Once you get to the end of the crumbling ruin, then you want to jump across to this little tiny ledge on top of a pipe over the main headquarters building. Now, this in itself isn't too difficult. Basically, you just want to aim straight for dead center of the pipe, and you want to sprint jump it. But you got to time the jump right. Let's be honest here, we're not playing Mirror's Edge here. The parkour in third person can be a little janky sometimes, so this in itself might take a try or two, but it's not that difficult. The hidden wall on the pipe is quite large, so it does have some margin for error. Once you do make it onto the pipe, edge your way right a bit, just edging along the little door frame, then just jump straight up on top of the pillbox, and from there you just go to the right into the broken off part of the top of the pillbox, and you'll find the ball hidden in the shadows in here. Again, you should get a little notification when you pick it up. Now, this last location is quite interesting. It does require a little bit of precision parkour, so it will take you a few attempts to get it, but basically you want to head down to the score streak tower. You want to jump onto the small little protruding piece of framework, and then from there you want to jump onto the next little piece of protruding wood, which is directly in front of it. Edge yourself along that just narrowly, and from there you should spot this little black metal hook, and it looks like you can't jump onto it, but don't worry, there is actually quite a large hidden barrier on there that it does make it quite easy to jump onto. So basically, just jump across to there and edge yourself around the corner to the back of the framework, and then jump onto the next piece of protruding wood, and then edge yourself all the way out and jump on the last little black hook, and then the last little protruding piece of framework, and from there, make yourself up and into the score streak tower, and you'll find the ball just sitting there. And that is it. That's the 3 ball locations. The last 2 have parts that can be quite tricky. It took me about half an hour actually between the second and third one to actually get them, just because they do require a little bit of timing and finesse with the jumping. But once you do get it down, I was able to invite all of my friends to the lobby, and then I was able to get it from them. Don't worry, if you do accidentally throw the balls out of bounds, they will respawn after a certain period of time. So after a few minutes, they do respawn, so you don't have to worry about losing the balls forever. And then if you go to your dossier and then your calling cards, you'll find it in the challenges calling cards, about 3/4 of the way down. And it is actually a really cool calling card. I'm going to be rocking it for a little while, just because I think it's going to be a little bit of a rare one for a while. Not many people will be able to go through the frustration of actually acquiring the second and third gridiron balls. They are a little bit of a challenge to get. I considered giving up just because I didn't think the calling card would be worth it. But when I saw actually how cool the calling card was, I'm like, right, I'm going to do this. Let's just get in and do it. It's not that difficult, and I'm actually really glad I did it now. The next little cool little Easter egg, well, I'm not sure if it's actually an Easter egg, but it's just a cool little thing that links this game to Advanced Warfare, is Major Howard in the main pillbox area where you get your daily orders from. He's actually played by Russell Richardson, who played Sergeant Cormac in Advanced Warfare, which was actually a really, really cool character. When I heard his voice, it took me a second to remember who he played in Advanced Warfare, and then I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. I'm glad they brought him back because his voice is just so cool. And not only that, but he does actually recognize your gender, so depending on what face you have equipped, he will actually respond to it differently. So if you're playing a female character, he will call you ma'am in a few of his voice lines, which I thought is a nice little attention to detail from Sledgehammer Games.
You challenge yourself every day, ma'am. That's commendable. Mission priorities are shifting. You up for a new challenge, ma'am? Returning to the line, sir. We're about to make another push. We have new orders. You ready for a challenge, sir?
I haven't played through the campaign yet, so I don't actually know if Major Howard has a role in the campaign. I'll find out when I do eventually play it, but I just think it's really, really cool that they found some way to include him into their next title. The next little hidden secret is actually in the firing range. Now, if you guys don't know, there's actually a sequence that you can apply in the firing range. So if you guys were not aware, if you do shoot targets in a particular sequence, then a bunch of watermelons will pop out from the right that you can shoot, which in my mind, I'd like to think is a nice little Easter egg back to the famous watermelon knifing scene back in COD 4, but then again, it may be not. I just thought it was a pretty cool link back there, but this is the sequence that you need to shoot the targets in to activate the watermelons. Up next, we have the R&R section down on the beach, which is actually a really cool little feature. It allows you to play a bunch of really old retro games from Activision's games catalog from way back. Most of them are really, really old and not really that exciting by themselves, but it's a nice little gimmick. I've played a few of them. They do cost 10 credits to play, so make sure you don't go spending all of your money here, but they are a nice little distraction to spend a few minutes on if you've got the time. I ended up playing Pitfall for about 20 minutes this morning, getting rather addicted to the game because it's actually a ton of fun. So if you guys don't know, that's what the R&R section is there for. It basically just allows you to play some old retro games. Now, I'm sure you guys already know about the 1v1 area and have tried it out yourself. It's actually a ton of fun that they have randomized classes and stuff for the 1v1s. I think it's really, really cool. But what I do not like about the 1v1 area, and something you may not be aware of, is that every kill, death, win, and loss is actually counted towards your direct stats when you play 1v1. So if you lose a bunch in 1v1s, your win-loss will go down, and if you die a lot, then your KD will go down, which I don't actually like. I think that the 1v1s should have their own separate stats, because not only do you not want to be punished for fooling around in 1v1s with your overall stats, but I do think it'd be rather cool to be able to track your 1v1 stats. Yes, there is some 1v1 stats available on the chalkboard just in front of the area, but I would prefer if that was actually made into a menu that allow you to properly track your stats, because I really don't think that you should be held accountable for what happens in a 1v1. Yes, it's kind of cool that there is some consequence to it, but again, I don't want to be punished for fooling around with my friends in the 1v1 area. As much as we all say we don't care about our stats, we don't really need something like that directly affecting them. The last little thing here I'm going to point out, which you guys have probably already found out yourself by exploring the headquarters, is that if you want a better view of the 1v1 area itself, you can actually get on top of the broken pillbox. I thought it was really cool. It's actually really cool to sit down and watch the spawns, because in the 1v1 area, there is actually set spawns, and if you do learn them, they do actually help you out quite a bit when you are versing someone 1v1. So there is actually some advantage to sitting down and watching people face off in the 1v1 area. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to show you guys some of the cool little features and little secrets that I found in the headquarters area while messing around with it, because it is a really, really cool social space. I really like that Sledgehammer Games has put in the time and effort to make this cool little hub area for everyone to interact with. Me and my friends have had so much fun just going around and discovering all this stuff, finding Easter eggs, having so much fun in the 1v1 area, and just opening supply drops with your friends. That sounds kind of cheesy, but then again, with supply drops being the way that they are in World War II, being cosmetic only, it's really cool just to sit down with your friends and see what they get while they're opening it, which you couldn't do in previous years. I think it's really, really cool that instead of just your friends telling you what they got, you can actually experience what they are getting firsthand. So I personally think it's a really cool feature. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I shall see you, beautiful people, in the next video.